Today we're gonna get started on our projects. These are the supplies you're gonna need. We're on day one, so I decided to grab the template that has the 1 on it because that's the one we're starting on today. Each day you'll be completing a template. So I have my template. There are 3 sections, so I need 3 different colors. I chose my 3 colors. I have them in the order that I want them to go. So in the far back, I want dark red. In the middle, I want pink, and in the front, I want yellow. I have a glue stick for later on. I have scissors for when I cut, and I have a pencil for my tracing. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside. We're gonna start with our template. So I'm gonna take these papers, put them aside. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut out the outermost line. So this line that I'm tracing right now with my finger, we're gonna cut that out first. These projects need to be nice and neat, so make sure you're being very careful when you cut. Okay, so pause with the scissors, put the scissors aside, take your scraps, make a scrap pile. We'll save those for later. Then you're gonna take your first color, the one that's gonna be on the bottom, which is my darkest color, this is my red. And I'm gonna take my stencil, I'm gonna take it and put it on here, and I'm actually gonna move it all the way to the corner so that I don't have to cut all 4 sides. If you line it up in the corner, you only have to cut 2 sides. Okay, and I'm gonna be very careful. Try to hold the paper still, and I'm gonna trace those 2 sides. Your stencil will move easily, so I'm holding my pencil very lightly. Okay. Go ahead and cut it out. Okay, you'll notice you have a little bit of extra paper. This small piece of paper could be used later on for another student for those smaller pieces. So we're gonna make sure to hold on to these and put them in a safe spot so other people can use them. Small scraps like these won't work, but I still wanna collect these because we can use these for future projects like making masks. Okay, so my first layer's done. So now what I need to do is I need to take my scissors and I need to cut that second line. So I'm gonna get rid of this outermost line, and then we're gonna trace our second color. Okay. Then take your second color. Same thing, line it up in the corner. Trace your 2 remaining sides. Cut it out. Take your scraps, save them for later. I'll have a bin set out for scraps so you can put them there. Okay, so I have layer 2. I'm gonna set that aside. Let's finish off with that last one. So last time I'm gonna cut that line so that I'm left with nothing but that smaller box. Scraps aside, last color, line it up in the corner, and trace those 2 sides. Okay. Done with all my stencils. All right. So all my color paper I'm done with. So that I can go and I can put that away into the scrap bin. The next part's a little tricky. Now the only thing I need is my color paper and my glue. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna line it up the way it was on the template before. Both sides and the bottom should have the same distance. So the top is going to be a little bit wider than the sides and the bottom. The sides and the bottom are going to have the same width. Just about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very tiny mark so I know where my papers go. I can erase those later. Okay, take these aside. And now I'm going to glue. Don't want to use too much because it might ruin your paper. And now I'm lining it up with those marks that I made and smooth it out. Being gentle, careful not to crease your paper. And then we can get rid of any erase marks, pencil marks. When I'm erasing, I'm going in, outward, because if I go inward, it might peel my paper out. And last but not least, my yellow. Let's glue that, not too much. Trying to line it up with those marks I made. Okay, smooth it out gently. And get rid of any of those pencil marks. If you make a mistake right away, you can peel the paper up as long as it's right away. So if I want to, I could peel this paper up because it hasn't dried yet, but I think this is good, so I'm gonna leave it where it's at. All right, so this is your objective for today. Get this specific template done. Follow my video. If you have any questions, raise your hand and I'll help you out. Good luck.